sitting here in an Asian squat, not training. Thought came to me. It came up during a house call. We were discussing his experiences over the last 2 weeks. It was injury laden, and again, with these appointments, it can be any level of symptom, any form of symptom, and any system, as well as injuries, to any level, chronic or acute. But he had been with me for a while and was just walking himself through things, and there was just one reminder at the end. He's like tracing through his cause of injury and why it's happening for him, and what he is now to do from muscle first, because we have to go into muscle first, because that's your currency to do anything, your currency to meditate, your currency to do deep emotional belief, feeling, thought, reprogramming, your currency to even manage sleeping in a bed or even dictating a bedtime, your currency for absorbing and managing and digesting sun, being able to discipline yourself to get out of it when you can't digest it, being able to choose, find, prepare foods. Your currency is muscle. So every case has to start there, has to, without question. And so as he's walking himself through it, he traced to this point in the timeline where he goes, and then, there's days where it just feels incredible. And so I'm sitting there waiting for his next connect, and he doesn't. And I say, okay, now on those days, what do you do? And he's like, those are the days I go harder than ever. Boom, there you are. He's like, that's why you come over. Like, it's that right there. So again, it's doing absolutely nothing to feel better. It's doing absolutely nothing to fix swelling or inflammation or pain or limp or a curved this, that, or some sort of, they call it antalgic, which is like a position of being keeled over or leaned because of a symptom. You do nothing to fix the symptom. I hope we're getting close to clear on that. If you're new here, that's going to be shocking. Dig around on my office walls, because there's a lot here for you to catch up with. So none of the experience is to reduce, treat, or cure anything, ever. When your body no longer is spending energy on a symptom, meaning one that you're aware of, meaning it got your attention because it needs you to do some stuff, a lot of stuff. A lot of the times the deeper stuff, while supporting yourself with the easy stuff, not the other way around. Ignoring the deeper and tougher, obsessing about the easy and simple. Well, easy, it's always simple. But changing a light bulb out, hi buddy, a little bee. Changing a light bulb out is where we obsess, but being honest around how you treat yourself or treat people, or your relationship with food or true nourishment, or your relationship with understanding, what rest is, not just sleep nap, what sunlight is, not just, or light is, not just sunlight. So there's deeper, tougher, more grueling, exhaustive, more exposing, naked, scary, new. It's always going to be new because you've never been on this path before. And so, since we don't do anything to fix a symptom or treat a symptom, when your body now pulls back and goes, here's more digestive capacity, here's more physical ability, here's more rest, here's deeper sleep, here's more ability to digest light, here's more of your capacity to take in maybe another person. Because sometimes cutting all of it out and just being you with you for quite some time is part of your prescription that you're going to decide, since you're the one writing the scripts and the only one that can write the scripts. So when your body then gives you that green light of, I can stand instead of sitting all day, or I can digest this instead of this, or God damn, I can handle sunlight past 10. Okay. Well, I can handle physically. Well, this doesn't hurt as much. These calm down. Now you go harder than ever. That is when you have been given this time to now move to a place and live at a place that your body now no longer has to create that opportunity for that past way of living. You've raised everything, not just your physical capacity, but physical, mind, body, spirit, emotion, intellect, mental, and spiritual, everything. It all has to be connected. The physical body isn't just for symptoms while you do the emotional, mental work. That doesn't make any sense. It's everything tied in together, everything, all of it. And so again, it's those times, but we have a tendency to, unless we've owned it as an actual, we own the change, the reality, what we learned, this is the new me. You don't go back to what you were before when the symptoms go. And that's why I hear people all the time like, oh yeah, I used to do some silent time in the morning or meditate and then I got away from it. Why? Well, because I started feeling better. Then your conditions for doing it were and this is what I'm talking about. It can never be to feel better, because the second you do stuff to feel better and you feel better, you're done doing the stuff. And that is not sustainable. And then you just catch all up again when the stuff comes back again. No, that's not how it works. This entirety of everything that you're doing is all a part of you being human. And when you understand where these things fit, where these essentials fit, they just become a part of you. They don't take a back seat because you're in an accident. They don't take a back seat because of a season. They don't take a back seat because of a loss. They sure as shit don't take a back seat because you're feeling fantastic. That's when you throttle even more. You go even harder on those days. Injuries, I just pulled the nail back. So I cut myself cutting vegetables and then I just pulled that nail back. This became apparent to me in my quest of all this stuff over 24 years with injuries. It was swelling, inflammation, weakness, limping, fear. It's all gone. All right, now we go fucking harder than ever. And that's when I started to see that the people that trained as if they had injuries, because the people who had injuries and training was the first component that I was exposed to, didn't touch any other things that affect muscle like we do now. But I saw that everyone who had an injury was functioning and had more ability than people who didn't. And I'm like, well, why don't we all just train like we're injured? And that's where you learn the most. That's where people usually leave their system, because their system can't hold injury. You should be doing better because of your injury. You should be stronger because of your injury, more able because of your injury, not the other way around. And that goes for all symptoms. And so again, symptoms in any system we've got: endocrine, hormones, skin, immune, digestive, neuromuscular, neurological, brain, heart, bone, teeth, eyes. If there's symptoms of any kind of healing, because that's all they are, and your body gives you the opportunity of freeing up energy that it doesn't have to spend on getting your attention with the symptom, meaning you feel better, it's the days you feel better, you fucking go ape shit. It is not a day to take off. The slow, gentle, and graceful were when you were massively symptomatic. That was when you were barely above catatonic on a couch. Been there. That was when you were kind of contemplating some really dark thoughts. Been there. That was when you could barely get out of bed. Been there. Couldn't even stand, couldn't bounce, couldn't do anything but move, couldn't digest anything but fruit. Been there. So those days, no, that's when you're still. Those are the days when you're quiet. Those are the days that you get more string, more rope. Go. And then when you start to understand this balance and you start to understand this way of life, you'll be able to, in stride, pick whether you're symptomatic or whether you're not. How hard you go on this day, how much you do on this day. You start to understand why your prescription will never be the same every single day, including dinner. Dinner plans make no sense, because how do you know what's going to happen? How do you know who you're going to be at that point? You can kind of get an idea. I got something thawing out. I don't have any idea who I'm going to be. Have to be able to pivot it. I'm going to train in a little bit, or I'm going to be creative, or I'm getting some sun, but I don't know what's going to happen. You have to be able to pivot it. So again, This house call was a revelation because he had finally connected the dots and was like, boom, that was it. Because he was going the other route. That's what we tend to do when we feel better. We back totally off of everything because we never acquired it as life. We did it to fix something. And that's why I say you can't do sunlight, food, training, breathing, meditation, silent, solitude, all these things that we rest, sleep, naps, all these things that are a part of human existence. You can't do them to treat a symptom of any kind. There's no world where you get to treat a symptom of any kind and be off the hook. If you do, you got to understand what that costs you, and you are going to pay to change that. And sometimes we pick that. Sometimes we have to go there because you make that decision. But that's going to be with you. Nothing goes unchecked. Everything is on the bill. And it's you with you, and it's cool. It's like, all right, I'm going to do that round. Sorry, body, I'm going to totally break every rule imaginable, but I'll be back. I know how you're going to respond. We'll get back to, and you're going to weigh that out. Nobody can tell you when that occurs or when that happens. But when those moments occur where you are, damn, I feel good, that's when things get uncomfortable. That's when you get very inconvenienced. That's when you push even more. You push thresholds in all these areas of your prescription that you never had the capacity to sustain before. And that's when you move to a level of growing out of shoes. That's when you truly outgrow that former way of life, because you look back and you're like, it just doesn't make sense anymore. And that's a beautiful place to be, because it's trusting you with you. And nobody can break that trust or belief in yourself with just words or a news story or a person coming in and trying to check it. You're just like, you're not, you might challenge yourself and be like, oh, wait. And then you start thinking about stuff, but nobody can get you to backpedal on your own beliefs and trust in yourself when you start living this way. And that's a fucking superpower right there. Basic human power, actually, but kind of super. Boom.